I had a client the other day, and her main struggle was growing up with different aspects of Christianity. And now that she has awakened, she's battling what she was taught in the church. Some of it seems real, but then what she's learning in spirituality and learning about what's really going on and how things actually work, how energy works, how your spiritual gifts work. And she has an internal battle. And so I'm going to share with you the truth about all of that. I can tell you, because I've been on both sides. I've been an ordained minister, and it was for married couples. So my focus was on marriage, love, and what does the scripture say. So here is facts. I speak only in truth and facts. The truth is, the Bible that's in the U.S. was given during slavery time. There were some things that were added, some scriptures that were added to that Bible to keep the slaves docile, to keep the slaves in line. So, if you read the scriptures as you're told to read it in spirit and in truth, not from what someone says, not from someone else's interpretation, but within God's source, within you, will that help you. I was 12 years old when I met Yeshua, Jesus. And it was during that time that Jesus is the one who taught me what was in the Bible, what was true and what was not. And I love my interaction with him because he's funny. He has a sense of humor, but he makes learning the truth fun and easy to understand. And so when I'm sitting in church, and going to church wasn't something I was made to do. I went by choice. And so because I chose to seek truth, I chose to seek what is God and who is God and all about that, I was open to receiving truth. And that's when I met Yeshua. And when I mean Yeshua, I mean the ascended master, not the stories that have been told, the true ascended master, Yeshua. His life is not as described that's in the scriptures. And so he will point out to me what was truth and what was not. Well, what he said and what he did not say, the manipulation and what the truth actually is. The Bible is about 85% truth. That's why your soul resonates with it. But then it's sprinkled with a secret sauce of manipulation to have you confused. Because if you were able to connect a dot, you would be able to have your direct connection with source, because source is within you. God is within you. And so that is the foundation, those that are in religion. Now, I have nothing against religion. I have nothing against religion. All roads lead home. Let me say that again. Let me get a little closer. All roads lead home. Source is the creator of all. The different religions have about 85% truth. But then there's that secret sauce that's sprinkled in to keep you bound, to keep you just enough that you're giving away your energy, you're giving away your power in thinking that you're serving God. God is within you. Let me say that again. God is within you. When you were born with your soul. You were born with your soul. You were born with source, God, and both entered your body. Your moment of birth. But before you even enter your body, your soul was with source, creating your life, making your soul contract. So every experience that you have, everything that you've gone through is to remind you of who you actually are. So with that foundation and understanding that reading the Bible within spirit and in truth, that means you ask God within you to help you discern what the truth is and what is manipulation. You can do it the way that I did. I ask God to show me whenever something comes, whether I'm reading it or someone's giving me advice or whatever it is that enters my life. If it is truth, let it hit me like, oh my God, like an eye-opening moment. If it's false or manipulation, you know what I ask for? For that shit to sound so goddamn stupid that I could not believe it. And I want to tell you, since I met Source, since I met Yeshua and understood what was going on, there's a lot of things that come across. I'm like, folks believe this shit? I mean, it sounds so dumb. So whatever it is that you ask, God will give it to you. Now, understand that there's a time within when you ask, because that goes into your manifestation. So when you're asking for things, I see so many people on social media asking for things. And when it comes to you, or you keep asking every day. I see so many people on social media asking for stuff. And say, for instance, I see so many people say, well, I want to be a millionaire. But they can't stand money. And every time they see a millionaire with money, you get jealous or you get upset or you like, they don't deserve this. So if you're asking for money, but in your core, you believe that it corrupts you, it's evil, money is feminine. So she don't want to be around that shit. Trust me. Me and money, Mimi have a very good relationship. And we have fun together. We have adventures together. And so knowing what your relationship is with money, first of all, you can't ask her to come in when you're having such disdain against her. Who want to come to that? Would you come to that? Would you go to somebody's house that you know don't like you? That's a dangerous situation for you to walk in. There's so many stories about that. All these girls' trips, going out of town with the females you thought were your friends, that they actually don't like you. That can be a deadly situation. And proof is that it has. So when you, going back to spirituality and Christianity and religion, period, to decipher, you go down to the basics. I love going to the basics because we have been burdened and bombarded with so much shit to have you so confused that you're digging and clawing, you're trying to move the shit out the way just to find the truth, just to get to the core of the matter. The core of the matter is God is within you. Not only is God within you, God is within everything that is on this planet. Everything that is out in the universe. Everything, everywhere, all the time, God is there. And whenever you hear God, source, spirit, the universe, the creator, all mean the same thing. All that is, all that was, and all that will ever be. That is source, that is God, that is within you. So now that you know the basic, that is the voice that you hear. That is what's causing the confusion, because you're listening to, on this side, what you've been taught, what you've been raised, what grandma and them said, what mama and them said, what daddy said, the preacher, every place have been giving you information, TV, radio. You're getting so much information. And then you hear this soft, beautiful voice telling you, no, that's not it. No, don't do that. No, this is how it really is. The truth of the matter is this. God is not loud. It's not forceful. But you resonate and you hear it. That is what's causing your confusion. So now, take a moment and sit in that love. Because you feel it. You feel it sometime. And then you're like, okay, what is that? That is source within you. And so you can do little things just to confirm, just to put a little stamp of approval on what you're feeling, what you're thinking, but you're a little bit, am I sure? Am I thinking what I'm thinking? Is this true? Is this real? You can just ask Source, show me. Show me the truth. Show me what's real. And expect an answer. Now let's talk about time. Time is an illusion. So when you hear that, some things take time, time is a 3D construct. In the spirit realm, time does not exist. So you are the one who put on limitations of how long it will take. Me, for example, when I found out that there's no time in the spirit realm, why would I put time on things that I want from the spirit realm? You picking up what I'm putting down? So all you have to do is believe, ask, and receive. See, the scriptures say ask, believe, and receive. No, you have to believe in what you asking first before you can receive it. So what do you believe? Here is, like Christianity and some of the religions, if you do certain things, you're going to go to hell. Okay, 2 things. There's no heaven, there's no hell, and no one's coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. You have everything within you to save yourself. Now, there's no heaven, there's no hell. Whatever life you are creating for yourself is either your heaven or your hell. If you're going through a lot of chaos and bullshit, that's your hell. But here's the thing. You don't have to stay there. See, these are the little manipulations and the lies that are being told in religion, because if you do this, if you do that, if you do. It's all over external stuff. If you do. But it boils down to what you believe. And how you feel about what you believe. So if you are expelling so much energy against the injustices that are happening, here is the program. They show you all these things, all these injustices for people to get riled up. Now, when you get riled up, your energy goes directly to that, right? So when your energy goes directly to that, what happens? You create more. Where your energy flows, that is what grows. So understanding all of this, these are the little tweaks. It's not something big. They're little screws, little twists, little turns of the dial that is within you to get you to shift from hell to heaven. Heaven is just bliss. It's love. It's your abundant state. It was what you were designed, and to remember, that is your original state. And so changing the dial, calibrating yourself a little bit, that's with your beliefs. What do you believe? Because if you don't believe in anything, you're going to fall for everything. And I want to tell you, if people say, I don't know what I believe. Yeah, you do. Your subconscious has belief systems that are pulling in the shit that's in your life. So if you don't know what you believe, look at your life. If you're lacking money, you believe in lack. You have something against money. If I hear people say, I always, trouble always finds them. They believe in chaos. They believe that there's a struggle. They believe that their life will not be anything unless they struggle. That's a lie. If you understood and remember the power that you already have, all of those misconceptions will fall away. Because it's bullshit. It's manipulation. It's lies. If you knew that the people around you were lying to you, manipulating you, trying to take your shit, would you stay there? Come on, be honest with yourself. Ask that question. Would you stay there? I hope you wouldn't. I know the fuck not. I will not stay there. And so in knowing this, I have taken the time to rediscover, no, not rediscover, no, because that's the past, to discover my authentic self. You know, the first question that Source asked me, what do you want? No one ever asked me that question. I was such a people pleaser and was trying to get people to like me because of my issues that I had with my dad. I could not understand why he didn't like me, why he didn't want me, all because I was a girl and not a boy, what he actually wanted. So in knowing that, I felt that I had to prove myself, prove my worth, that I am worthy to have love. I'm worthy to have attention. I'm worthy to have all the things that I desire. And in doing that, I people pleased. I self-sabotaged. I self-sacrificed. I gave people that I genuinely love, found out what it was that they like, what it is that they want, and I gave it to them. I didn't get that in return. And if I did, it was very small percentage, 5%, maybe 10%, and that's a stretch. And so when Source asked me what did I want, I was stumped. I couldn't answer that question. Literally, it took me a few days to figure out what did I want. And Source took me back to when I knew what I wanted. And it wasn't, I want a car, I want this, I want that. I wanted freedom and I wanted truth. When I learned in the scriptures that the book of Proverbs was wisdom, I jumped all over that book. I studied it. Because when you have wisdom, and I asked also for knowledge and understanding. So when you have those three things, you can create absolutely anything that you want. Let me say that again. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because you can have the wisdom and you can have the knowledge, but if you don't understand it, it's just information. There are a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge but don't have wisdom and don't have understanding. You've seen them on social media. They give you a lot of knowledge without explanation to help you understand it. There's those that have wisdom, but they don't share it. They don't share the knowledge or the understanding of it. And so I ask for all three. They all work hand in hand. And in having that wisdom, the knowledge and understanding, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. And literally I have about 11 lifetime stories within my life. But those stories were something that I wrote for myself. My soul wrote it for me to remember who I am, to trigger me. And so the chaos that you have experienced was never to hurt you, was never to take you out. It was for you to remember and recognize who the fuck you are. Okay? Understand, and don't run from it, because you're here. You are drawn to this video. You are ready to go deep, get to the core of the matter, pluck that shit out, and live your heaven. Everybody's heaven don't look the same. So, I'm going to ask you the question. What do you want? Literally, clearly. Not, oh, I want this for my family. I want this for kids. No, you. Here's a little thing that I had to learn for my own daughter's sake. That everyone has their own journey. You can't walk that path for them. You can't protect them. Their soul wrote that contract for them. So when you know how to play the game, when you know the rules, when you know the background and everything that's going on, you can step back and allow people to have their own journey. Be neutral about it, because Source is in them, just like source is in you. So if you judge them, guess who you judging? You're judging God. You're judging source, spirit, the creator, the all in all. You don't want to do that. Of course you don't want to do that. So you're neutral. Let people be who they are. And while you become who you are, seek your path. Seek what's going on in your life. Look at the things that you've gone through. Don't be upset. Release this shit. It doesn't have control over you. The purpose was for you to remember who you are. To remember the power that you have. This lifetime is a culmination of the power and strength of your past lives. And if you think you didn't have one, yeah, you do. For the sole purpose of you being here on earth, you've had a past life. New souls can't come to earth. Earth is too dense. It has a lot of struggles to pull through. Earth is more like mastery school. It's more like, it's very elevated. And if you're here, you are ready to become a master. If you're here in this video, you are ready to become a master. So I want to talk to those who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Want to know what the fuck is really going on around here. Things is just, it don't make sense. That's because the source in you and spirit in you, your soul in you, trying to get you to wake the fuck up. It's time for you to remember who the hell you are. And if you hear, I want you to know, I don't sugarcoat shit. I will give you to you the straight shooter, from the hip, raw. And because, listen, we have been sugarcoated. We have been pampered and, ooh, boo, boo, let me hold your hand. When I was growing up, when you played a game or you were in a tournament and you won, there was no other awards given out. The champions got the award and the ones who weren't champions went home. But they went home with knowledge. They went home with understanding what happened. They went home to do better. When you know better, you do better. Now, you get a fucking award for just showing up. What the fuck? No, but this is why you have problems with people at work or wherever that they should get a pat on their back because they walked through the door and clocked in. I was a manager. I had a few of those. No, you have to do the work. You are hired to do the work, not hired to just walk through the door and sit your ass down. The mentality and the entitlement these days in the 3D is causing so much confusion. But that's the point. That's the program. It's to cause you confusion. It's to keep your mind focused on all the chaos around you and leaving yourself out to just spin out of control. During my time where I was spinning out of control, that I was giving up, I never lost faith. I was just tired of the fight and I surrendered. Source told me I was sitting in a hurricane. And if you know anything about a hurricane or a tornado, the only difference is a tornado's on land, a hurricane's on the water. It spins. But in the center, it's calm and it's peace. And Source told me that's where I was sitting. At first I didn't understand. I was like, okay, I'm sitting in it. I visualized me sitting in the center and all the shit that was going on around me was just spinning around me. And Source said, you're sitting in the center. Is any of it touching you? Well, no, it's not. I mean, I'm aware that it's happening around me, but is it affecting me? And I really had to think. I was like, no, it's not affecting me. So what's that? That's how I have my conversations with Source. what's that? I'm not on, what's going on? And Source said, you're so divinely protected that no matter what's going on around you, it's not touching you. So all I want you to do, all that you're supposed to do, is sit down in that center and decide, what do you want to experience next? I knew I wanted to move out the country. And Source told me I was moving to Thailand. So in that storm, I'm sitting in the eye, envisioning me in Thailand. And this is my view in Thailand. I am sitting at the marina. I am able to see that there are islands. And I wake up to this every single day. I envisioned that I would look out the window and see water and see islands. I also love boats. So I didn't get stuck on, this is the island I need to see, or this is the type of water, this is the kind of coast I want. No, I just said I want to see water, but I wanted the interesting out there. And I wanted to see, I just didn't want to see flat water. I thought I did, and I experienced it, and I didn't get the, oh my goodness, I'm in love. I didn't get that feeling. And so I said, make my landscape interesting. So when I'm always have something to look at. I can look at my garden down. I can look off in the distance, and at night with the lights, it's so beautiful. Those are the things that I want to experience. I wanted to feel like, oh my goodness, I love this. This is my heaven. See, when you're visualizing, you're more so, what do you want to experience? When you look at it, how do you want to feel? And I tell you, when I walked into this condo and my agent opened up the windows, I really do. I'm like, oh, there's the islands. Oh my goodness, there's boats. I get to envision my boat in that marina. Every day I look down there. And then my condo has everything that I wanted to make me feel comfortable. See, I didn't feel like I had a home. Even when I lived growing up, I didn't believe my house was my home. I didn't have one. And I searched. I lived in so many different places across the states, and I searched. But I'm here to tell you, that was also the feeling that I wanted to have. I wanted a place that I could call home, that I can plant roots, that I can be. And you know what? Source gave it to me. Because the feeling that I wanted to have when I was at so much home and love and peace and tranquility and excitement and joy, all of that is what home means to me. And I want to tell you, since I've been here since July 1st. And I'm here to tell you that I've experienced so much love, joy, peace, the people, the place, the things that I have experienced here has blown my mind every single day. And so I implore you to answer this question. What do you want to experience?